Good morning. If you are absent or VIP today, which is Thursday, March 18th, here is what we did in class. First thing was just taking our vocab quiz. That's posted right here. That's pretty standard at this point, so you can take it whenever you're ready. It just needs to be done by midnight tonight. And then we worked in this file. So you're going to click and open the one that says Summarizing VIP. It's slightly different. So that's one that you'll need to open if you're working from home. And it starts with the agenda, just as a little reference for you. But all of these white slides here are going to need to be copied into your glossary. So some of them have activities for you to do. My recommendation is that you fill in the activities first and then transfer them over, so you don't have to try to find them in your file after you do that. So like this one has you making like a negative connotation for confident and a positive connotation for confident. What's a weaker version of angry? So if somebody's just like a little mad versus really, really mad. Same thing, a little relaxed versus like really, really relaxed. So you're going to fill in this little chart. Some of them don't have anything to do, like this one and this one. This one has a little box for you to fill in after you read over the definitions of fantasy and fairy tale. Similarly, this one has a little box for you to fill in. The Frog King reminds me of which other types of stories. And these ones don't have anything for you to fill in. Do note that some of these are not actually in your glossary, so I've put up here where you should place them. So like paste after epistolary novel for exposition, because there is no spot for it. So you should just be aware of that as you copy over. To do that, you'll hit the whole slide here. So you'll highlight the whole thing, hit Control C, and then whenever you get over into your glossary, you click between the slides and Control V to paste them. And as a reminder, your glossary is right here under frequently used materials. And then you're going to be working on summarizing. So you're going to be summarizing the copy of The Frog King that we read yesterday and the day before. And you're exploding stuff in Mr. Crosby's room. So you're going to start by just following these 5 rules. So when we write a summary, we want to focus on the big events. We want to omit minor details, so things that don't need to be in the story or don't need to be in the summary because they aren't like major plot points. Make sure you put the information in order. Make sure you use your own words and you follow the plot pyramid. So a really good way to think about this is if you didn't read and in homeroom you were like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot we have a quiz in English today. Can you real quick tell me what the Frog King was about? And then your friend gives you a summary of the main things a teacher might ask about on a quiz. That's a pretty good way to think about a plot summary. So the summary that you would give to a friend if they asked you to give a quick rundown. Here's where you'll write your summary. I want you to make it exactly 5 sentences, not because that's a requirement for summaries, but because it's going to, I think, make you put in enough information, but not too much information. So practice that. Looking at which should a summary be. A summary should be objective. So you can click and drag this little guy over. They do include these 5 things. They don't include these things. So you should not be saying oh my gosh, I really love this story, or this story was stupid, or the princess was a jerk and she threw. You shouldn't be including your own personal critiques of it at all. Then once you've gone through that information, this one can get pasted into your glossary after summary. There's something already there for summary, so this one could go right after it. And that just kind of sums up all of the other information that's here for your reference. Then you're going to critique a summary that I wrote of Moana. So what are some issues with it? You can list them here. Then you'll look at this one that is better, and you're going to look for the different characters. So Moana is a character, you're going to turn her red. The setting is her island Motunui, so you'll turn that orange, and so on and so forth. And then ask yourself, are there any important details that you think this summary is missing? So did I leave anything out? You'll ask yourself, does it have any sort of judgments or opinions or critiques? And if so, you can highlight them. Then I've given you an example from the PSSA. And honestly, you don't even need to read the story to determine whether or not each of these summaries is good. So you'll read each one. Do you see any opinions? Does it follow the plot pyramids? Like, does it resolve appropriately? Are there any unnecessary small details that you think could go away? You'll do that for each of the 4 options. And I'll just tell you in this video that D is the correct answer. So this one, you shouldn't see any glaring errors. What details do you think need to be in a summary of the Frog King? So you can kind of brainstorm there. And then once you're ready, you can click on this box and delete it to see the key. Then I want you to look at your summary and determine how you think you did. So if you mentioned the frog and the princess, you should give yourself a point. If you mentioned, I'm actually going to make this 2. So if you mentioned the pond or the well, and if you mentioned the castle or the kingdom, you'll get a point. The call to adventure would be her dropping the ball. The rising action would be like, oh, her dad yelling at her or her being disgusted. The climax would be throwing him and his transformation. And then the resolution would be them like riding off in the carriage. So you're going to tally up. Did you earn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points? And then subtract each time you included opinions, judgments, critiques, or unnecessary information. So it is possible, depending on like how not good your original summary was, that you could like end up in the negatives. So you'll put how many points you earned, how many points you lost here. And then using this new information, you're going to fix your summary. So write a better, more objective summary here that is 5 sentences long using the things that you just learned. It's possible that you wrote a just awesome summary and you knocked it out of the park here. But I would probably challenge you to see if you can make even just one correction. So try to do something differently here. That's it. This is kind of a long video, but it's a more complex assignment than usual. So if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email. Otherwise, you are off tomorrow. I'm so jealous. So enjoy your day off. You don't need to sign in. You don't need to log your attendance. I will post nothing. So enjoy your day off, and I will see you, well, talk to you on Monday. Have a great long weekend.